Well, it's past time to tidy up our shop a little bit with a new hose reel from Flexzilla. We've got two different retractable hose reels from Flexzilla. Let's go ahead, dive in, take a closer look at each one of these, and then we'll hang one up, and then we'll talk about what we think of it. Hey, let us know how you run your airlines in the shop and whether you have a hose reel or you use a different method. We've got two different Flexzilla hose reels in the shop today. We're about to mount up this one here, and at a later time, we'll mount this one up, but we've got spots for both of these. While these are a lot of like, there's also quite a bit that's different as well. I know that kind of makes no sense to say it's alike and different. Anyway, this one is the Pro version with their level wind system. Housed in a lot of plastic, but there's some metal in here too. It has their level wind feature that keeps things nice and even as you're reeling it in. This is a 75 footer, 3/8 air hose, and it's 300 PSI. This is also a 3/8 hose, 300 PSI as well, but this is just a 50 footer. So this one you can get in the 50 foot as well as a 75 foot, and then you can also get it in a 1/2 inch hose as well, but just a 50 footer. Now this is a lot of a plastic housing here, but metal internal components as well, and also a metal hanging system off on the back end also, which you can actually set up in 7 different ways and mount this on the wall, mount it on the ceiling or on a level surface, however you want to mount it. There's also an optional mounting capability as well, but you can adjust this whether you want to mount it in a corner or off to one side. I just got several different mounting options. It comes with the supply hose right here. Kind of looks like a hose bib here that screws onto the side, where this one is a different mounting capability with the supply hose, but still a 3/8 supply. And then over here on the other side, there's nothing to hook up over here. But you can see here in the system has their level wind feature. So as we roll this out, we will see the level wind actually move over. And as well, and by the way, every 3 feet, this will lock. So when you hear that click and let go of it, it's going to lock in that location. But you can pull it and then let it go. And as long as you let it go, it's going to reel all the way back in. And again, you see that level wind feature, keeping that reel nice and even as we go in. And even if I pull out a lot here, again, it's going to lock there. Pull it, let it go, and it's going to keep that level as it goes back in so it doesn't offload to just one side or be heavy loaded on one side or the other. And you can obviously adjust this knob as well if you want. You know, if this is hanging from the ceiling and you want 10 feet of lead in, then you can just loosen up these Allen screws right there and extend this out and it will stop there. Both of these have a typical 1/4 inch NPT fitting for putting on your couplers. The Flexzilla Pro is assembled in the USA. I'm sure made from global components, but they do assemble this here, right here in the US. And again, the lead-in hose supply line comes with this. Now let's take a look at the one we're going to mount today. This is a mostly steel construction here and very nicely powder coated. You see we have a swivel on this side. This is where our supply line actually hooks to. And this is the supply line that comes with it, which is 1/4 inch NPT on one side and 3/8 on the other side. On the 3/8 side, it does swivel. You see we already have it connected with our kind of airline that we're going to hook up because we do have aluminum airlines run all the way through the shop. So we wanted to kind of prep this, get it ready so we can easily install it. But basically from here down comes with the system as well as even this 1/4 inch by 3/8 fittings as well. So you get this adapter or bushing 3/8 to 1/4 inch, and then you get the 1/4 inch to 3/8 airline as well. Again, we have all 3/4 inch airlines run through the shop with 1/2 inch fittings. So we had to kind of step that down to this airline, but it's ready to go. Very well-made construction here, as well as even this 4-roller guide right here can be adjusted with these 4 bolts here. In fact, we're going to do that because this can be wall mounted to where that may be kind of the outlet you want right there. But we're going to actually mount this on the purlins of our metal shop. And so it's going to be vertically mounted just like this. And so we want this facing down here so that we can easily retract this out the front and not out the top. So we've got our 13 millimeter or 1/2 inch. We're just going to get in here. And by the way, these are nylock nuts on the inside. So they may not come hard all the way, but they will stay nice and firm, if you will, the whole way out. So now that I've got those 4 bolts and nuts out, I'm going to take this one out. And you don't have to worry, there's no pressure or anything against this, just the weight of itself. And we're going to put this down here. And put these nuts and bolts back in. So now we've got the 4 rollers right here and the guide set up that now it's going to exit out the front, making it easy to pull this out and even to lock into place. We'll get this mounted here in a moment, but right now I'm going to show you the locking system. I really like the latching system here on this hose reel. I'm sure some are the same, but I like the fact that it's nice and heavy duty. You will see when I bring this reel around, you'll see the latch there kind of open up, and it's going to lock onto that tooth there, lock onto that one, lock onto that one, lock onto that one. However, if I let it go past there, and now you see it flip the other way, as long as I let it go, it will continue to roll in. So right there, as long as I let it go, it will continue to roll in. Now, if I stop it right there, and then pull it back just a little ways, it's going to lock on those teeth there. And every couple inches or so. So very heavy duty mechanics going on there. I like that. It's not going to wear out. That's going to last a long time. Also, very little for that to go wrong, if you will. Again, large teeth, no plastic going on, anything like that. That system is just going to work for a long time. Again, same thing on this one. If we want more lead in for our hose, we can just loosen this up, slide it down, and it's good to go. Okay, moment of truth. This is the kind of trash we've been dealing with for years. Compressors over here. We have airlines through the shop, but like in this 1/4, just airlines hanging here that, you know, you take them off, you hook them up to the airline of the shop, and then you run it out to wherever you need it. And it's just a pain. And you're pulling it back up and it falls off and you got the extra hose here. And again, just not the right way to do things. But that's okay. We have the solution now. We have the Flexzilla 50-foot hose reel, 3/8 airline. Pull out all we need. Lock it down. And then we're ready to go. Pull it back. Depressurize, and now it's ready to store. Yes, and don't look at all our junk on top of our compressor either. And all the junk on the purlins up there. You know you do the same. Anyway, this is just a perfect place for the Flexzilla hose reel. Out of place, not out of place, but out of sight, out of mind, if you will, until you need it. And then it's ready to go, and then it easily tucks back into place, and you don't have to worry about it anymore till you need air again. Well, this is pretty self-explanatory. Everybody needs a hose reel, at least everybody with a hose running through the shop, and especially if it's something you don't use all the time, you want it to be able to retract, get out of the way, or even if you do use it all the time, when you're done with it, let it get out of the way easily so you're not tripping over it. In fact, that's one of the biggest hazards in a shop are electrical cords and air lines that you trip over. Now, pricing on these, the metal hose reel that we hung, that's going to run you about $180 depending on which size you get, whether you get the 50 or the 75 or you get a half-inch line. And this one the same way, depending on which airline you get, it's going to run you around the $200 range, and they both come with a 2-year warranty. We'll have links in the description if you're interested in either one of these, and you can also pick them up on Amazon. Be sure to keep track of us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even TikTok. And if you don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And by all means, if you hated our video, well, give us a thumbs down. But would you let us know in the comments why? Have a great day and keep smiling.